Welcome to Expo React Native project, and in this project we will be creating Uber clone, and we have created many pages like onboarding pages and the sign up and sign in page, and also we will be exploring the core function of Expo React Native. So follow along with me, and I will be teaching all the thing from scratch. If you are a beginner, then feel free to do like my comment my videos, so I will be motivated while creating more content for you. So in this tutorial I will be exploring from basic to advanced feature of Expo React Native. However, it will be more file handling stuff and how to use asset uh, with its full potential and how to create reusable contents. So without wasting time, let's get started. So first of all, we have to create a folder on our desktop, and after that we will be using VS Code for this project. So open VS Code and drag and drop the folder which we have created on our desktop. Also we have to need Node.js in our environment, so you have to install Node latest version of Node.js also. However, I have already done that, so you have to do that by yourself. So after that we have to write npx create expo app, which will create an expo app inside our this folder. So let's run this and see what's happened. So it has created the folder, so it is the Expo React Native app. Now we have to install the Tailwind CSS. I'm using a package which name is twrnc, which allow us to use Tailwind CSS inside our Expo React Native app. However, I am deleting all the directories which Expo React Native has created for us, because I am creating all the stuff by scratch, so it will be more meaningful for us while we are doing that stuff of file handling. So first of all we need a folder and app, and after that we need a index.tsx, which will be our first page. Also we have to write npx start expo, which will start our expo project. So after that we have to put some custom code like this, which will show the page while running, because if we don't put this code, then Expo React Native will not consider this as a page. So we have to put this a small code like importing the view text and react from React, and putting some pages like view and text, which will consider this file as a page. So we have to copy this URL and paste it in our browser. For me this will be Google Chrome browser. However, feel free to use another browser if you want. So after that I will be using some other stuff like mobile simulator, which will allow us to which will show us the mobile look of our app. So yeah, it's basically used for that. However, feel free to use as is it, like in browser. Don't If you don't want to use any extension like this. So first of all we have to work on our first page, and which will be the index, and it is also called as splash screen. So so we have to create it first while importing the class name from twrnc, and doing style by using these class, and we will be able to use the Tailwind CSS classes to put in between this, and it will work, that you can see that. And after that we have to have a image, I think, which will be the logo. For getting that we have to put the source attribute and also the location of the uh, logo logo.png, and we will see that. However, I think so this name is jpg, not, I'm giving the directory name is wrong, I think so. If we go to the here in asset, it is logo.png, but alphabetically in small. Then we no, I think other stuff. Hmm, what we have done wrong? I put JPG, which is wrong. PNG is right, and we have to close the server because we have to stop the server and start again because the Expo React Native app doesn't consider my assets, so I have to do stop the server and start again. Then we will be able to see the asset. So we have successfully created our splash screen. Now we have to make this logo as link, because when a user click on this logo, we'll be able to go towards the next page. So we will be putting this inside links and giving some link, and also we have to create the page which we have to redirect the user towards that page. So we have lots of onboarding pages. So first we have onboarding 1 page, onboarding 2 page, and onboarding three page. 4 onboarding page will be we creating. And yeah, you can use another stuff like components, but we will be using components also. So follow along with me, I will be teaching some simple steps to create this stuff. So put some code inside this. I am using the extension which allow us to give the snippets by putting some code. Something like RNFC will generate a layout of for screen. So we have redirected to our onboarding one. So let's build our onboarding page now. So first of all, we have to import class name from TWRNC, which we are using for include TailwindCSS inside our Expo React Native project. So first of all, what we need, we have to create components folder. Inside this component folder, we will be creating all of the component which will be using throughout this project. So first of all, we need a skip tags, and we will make it a component because we need this component throughout our many pages. So yeah, call it in our onboarding 1 page, and we have to style it. We also have to style the onboarding page 1, something like padding 5, which will put some padding. So let's start styling our skip tags, which will be usable throughout our other pages and other screens, and we don't have to style it again and again. We are styling one time and we will be using it again and again. So this is the feature of components. We have to build it for one time and we can use it again and again. So make it link, because we have to make it link uh, because when we click on this tags, we actually have to go to another screen. Means we have to redirect this uh, tags, so we have to make it uh, link. So give it href also. I am putting this toward 4, because when we click on this skip tags, it will redirect to onboarding 4, and it will skip the onboarding 2 3 and just redirect to onboarding 4. And also we have to style this tags like something tags LZ, which increases size, and semi bold, which will make it semi bold. Now we have created our skip tags. Now we have to work on our new component, which is big image, I think so. And big image, it will be using throughout many screens. So we have to first create the big image component, onboarding image dot tsx, because this component will also be using throughout our many screens. So that's why I'm making this component, and I'm calling on the onboarding one page, one screen. So we can see that there is a text outputting showing that onboarding image. We have to make it an image, and we also have to make this image reusable. So we have to put up props like source image, source I think, and source is equal to bracket source, which will allow us to call the location of image uh, in other screen also. So we just have to use the component, and we have fully we are able to use any file name we want, any image we want on different screens. So this style will be remain same for all screen, but the image will be changed for each screens. So for now I am putting asset onboarding one. Let's see what is it. Onboarding png. Let's see the output. You can see that the image is very big, so we go to the onboarding image component, and we have to fix the height and width also. I'm putting something like h350, and width also will be 350 px. I think it's looking great, so we don't have to work on this component. Let's move towards the next component, which will be our tags, so we also have to make this tags reusable throughout many screens. So we are creating a component which we have to create inside our component folder, like something like onboarding heading and .tsx uh, rnfc, which will create a layout for this page, and we have to import it from components onboarding heading. Now we are able to see the text on our screen. We have to make it also reusable. So first of all, we have to see the layout, how is it look. So the best car in your hands with right, and we have to style this text. And next step, we will be converting this component into a reusable component. So stay tuned with me and follow along with me, and you will understand how to create reusable components and much more. And we have to import the class name from twrnc package. Yeah, we can see that our text is looking good, but we need it something like uh, I think it looks good, but it can be bold. Yeah, I think it's look good now. Now we have to make this text reusable. Before that, we have to change the color of the right text, because of the design I have in that design, the right text is something like blue text. So we have to make this text also blue, putting some class name like text blue 500 and put space before. Right now it looks great. We have to make it reusable component. If I can that, then let's see. Put here the tags which will allow us to use this prop towards next pages. So put tags and put brackets, and I think we can't do this stuff like using another element. So we just don't color the right, we just remove that, and we just have to write the right. So yeah, that's basically it, and we can now use this component also on different screen, and we can change this text without changing its style on different screens. So let's move toward the next things, which will be our onboarding tags onboarding paragraph. So I'm writing para, which means paragraph, and also we have to do something adjustment like this, so we can see that rnfc, and after that we have to call it on our onboarding one page, so we can see the output. Now we can see the output. We have to import the class name from TailwindCSS on the component side, which is our onboarding paragraph, and we have to change this text something like discover discover the convenient convenience of finding your perfect right with right our right app. Now we have to style this text also, and we also have to convert this component into reusable component. So first of all we have to style it like giving some text class name like text lg, text center, and text 500, which will style it pretty much good. And also we need some padding x-axis, which will centralize it much clearly, and we have to call some props like text, so we can call it here. And in the next section you will see how these things will help us to create the next pages. We don't have to create the next page, we just copy paste it from here and just change the data, and which will allow us to have many pages with fewer changes. So that's great. So let's create the dots which is below these tags. So I have created the component and we have to call it on onboarding page 1, so we can style it. So let's build the dots component. We have to call it on our onboarding 1, so we can see the changes. So first of all we have to remove the tags and we have to import the class name from the TailwindCSS package, which will allow us to use Tailwind CSS in our React Native app. So first of all we have to call a view and we have to style the view as required, like giving some class name like padding or height and width, and also what we need some board background color so it will be visible, like gray 300 means light gray, and round it so we can see that dot is showing in on the screen. Now there are three dots. We have to style the main container something like flex row and justify content center and item center, which will centralize everything in our center. And also we will be making these dots also reusable, so we are not doing a styling on other pages. We just calling this component and we just giving some props value, and we will got the exact value which we want to have. So we have to change the background color of the first element, something like color. We have to make it dynamic, so we have to pass here some props like color and color one. So now we are able to use the props. We have to go to the onboarding one and we have to call the color one, and we can just put the color which we want to. And we also have to copy this and paste it here, or you can write by yourself also. And color 3 will be also the same gray, but on other screens we will change this color on the basis of the props. You will see and you will be amazed how we have created these things and how these things making much easier our development phase. So we have created a new button component, and it is also will be dynamic and it also will be reusable on other pages also. So we have call it on onboarding one. Now we have to style the button on going to the components of button, and we have to grab the text inside a link, because when user click on this button the user will be able to go towards the next page or next screen. So we will also make it dynamics by putting some props like href. We are not giving the links directly and we are just styling here. So we also have to import class name in this component. We have to import class name in every component and each screens, because it allow us to use challenges in our project. If we not import it, then we will not be able to use Tailwind CSS and it will show error. So we are just calling some props like text and href. We will also give it here on our screen where we have called the component, and we also have able to give the href here. So I am giving the href of onboarding 2. When user click on this button, then user will be redirected to towards the onboarding 2. And on other pages we will be able to redirect our user towards the next screens like onboarding 3 and onboarding 4. So stay tuned with me, you will see much of it, how is it easy and how this makes our development phase much easier. So give some style to our button so it will look good, but I think the width is too much because I have messed up the bracket and I have put it bracket here also. We have to remove it, and also we have to give the text white so text will be visible. Now I think one thing is missing, which is the gap between these all elements. So I'm putting flex 1 and gap will be 5, I think. Gabulo, yeah, it's really looking good, and we can move towards the next screen. And I think this screen is much looking good, and we don't have to do much of thing. We just have to copy this page, and we have to copy it whole page, and just go to the onboarding 2 and just paste it here. Just remove the onboarding 1 and where we have call on this page, remove onboarding 1 from everywhere on this page. So also we have to change this text. So you can see that we are just calling the component, we are not designing the component, and we will be able to change the content from here of each component. So this means we don't have to do style again and again. We just create component one time and we will be using it many times. So also we have to change the text of the paragraph also. So it's something like your journey begins with right is our application name for now, which is Uber's clone, and find your ideal right with right effortlessly. So I think this looks good. Now we have to change something else, like we have to change the color of the uh, dots as we told you, and also the link. So here is an error because we are exporting onboarding 1, however this is onboarding 2, so we have to make it. So you can see that we have totally changed the content however we don't design, we have to also do for this page and just copy paste the onboarding to whole page to here, and we just have to change the onboarding to onboarding 3 in everywhere where onboarding 2 is used on this page. We have to remove with replace with onboarding 3. So we also have able to change the text. So we have a text like something, you were right, you were well, let's get started. So you can see that here is an error because we are using inverted comma, and we have to use double inverted comma, and because we are using single inverted comma inside the comma, so we can't do that. You will also experience. So also we have to remove this text, and we have to put the text which we have like something, enter your destination, sit back, and let us take care of the rest. So we are just changing the content, and we are not designing. And because we have already designed on the onboarding one where we have created many components, and now we able to just change the content and we will got more results. So we have design our 3 onboarding pages, first, second, and third will be also be same, and we have to cut paste all the thing here, but few things will be different which I will show you. we I think there is not a onboarding for image. There is a get started image for this page. So also this page doesn't contain skip text, and also this big image is something we can't use this image because it can't be designed. It is a component which we have created, so we have to remove it, I think, and we have to create it by ourselves so we can customize it very very efficiently. Now we can't customize, but if we make it image, now we can customize, and we have to give some styles to it. Now we are able to put some class name here, and we will put class name something like height 50, height 70. I think it looks good. We have to give more classes to adjust our component. So I think this image should be on the top, and padding should be 0. So I am using positions like top 0, left 0, and right 0, which will finish the gap between the border, screen border, and the image. So I think when we give some minus towards minus position, it should be fixed. However, I think I have to customize the width also. So also customize the height, something like this, 350 px, and the right should be minus 200. Let's see what it will change. I have to increase the width also because I think the width is less and we are giving more positions. So if we give it properly, now it's look better, and we have removed the gap between our border and our screen, our image. So I think we have achieved the image layout, image component we have fixed. So let's move towards fixing the other stuff like removing the dots, and also we have to change this text, something like let's get started, and also we have to customize the height. So I think the height is not good enough. So let's see how is it look if I give it here 200 px. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm giving the position. I am changing position. I think I have to give some margin to our component. However, I we can't give the component directly the styling because we have styled it in our components directory, and we have to go there to customize these components. So I should be uh, trying to figure out how to make it more interactive and more similar to our design which we have. So now it's time to remove the text also, and what we will need, we have to say here sign up or login into find out the best car for you. So if we refresh it, then it looks good, and also we have to change the text of the button. Now the text will be saying something like sign up, and it should be redirect us towards the onboarding for now. We have to create something more pages. For now I am creating all tags component which is required on multiple pages. So I am creating a component so we can use it on multiple screens. So now let's design the component and make it more interactive, something like give the alt tags and style it now by giving some class names, and we have to import the class name from the TWRNC package which allow us to use Tailwind CSS inside our Expo React Native app. So yeah, uh, now we have to give some class names like tags LG which increase the size of the tags. Also we have to give view which is we are using for the containers as the replacement of div, and also we have to adjust the height and width of the lines which will be around our alt text. So I have created a line, and we will duplicate this line just to get something like this, and we will be styling the outermost container to flex row justify content between an item center, which will make it much closer to our design and it's look good. But we have to do something more. I think it looks good. It's enough for now. So we have to go towards our next thing, which is our Google button. And our Google button is just a component which we call on different screens, and we don't have to design uh, on each screen, and we have to just create it one time and have to use many time, and it will show up the whole design which we have created on first time. So let's write something like login with Google. And also what we need, we have to import the class name here also from TWRNC, and we have to style the outermost container which is a view, and give it some class name like flex row, and we also need an image of Google. So I have a source. So we also have to give the location of the image. It is located in the assets, and its name is google.png. Now it's appearing. Also we have to style the logo, so we have to put the attribute which name is styles, and inside the styles we have to give some class name like height 6 and width 6. And also what we need to style the text also. So we will got the actual design of the Google button. So text will be LG and font will be semi bold. I have written it build, but it is bold. And also we have to give some gap, and after the gap we have to justify content center, and item will be center, and also give some gap. padding and gap. I think we have to give. I am not giving now. So we have to give some borders to make it visible. Border radius will be rounded full. Now it's look better, and we have to just give a gap now. Gap of 2, gap of it's looking good, I think. So we have to just close it, and we already have now completed our screen. Just a few things left, like don't have an account tags, which will allow the user to create to go towards the sign up page. So we will give here also a link which will tell us to sign up if you don't have any account. So yeah, this link will be href, and it will redirect towards the main screen for now. But in the next section, in the next coming up minutes, we will be redirecting it towards the auth pages, which is sign up. And now we have styled it better. It's looking better, and also we have to style the sign up tags, something similar to our brand, our theme. And text will be blue 500, which will looks like our button color, and also it's our uh, theme color. And we have give it class semi bold. Now I think it looks better. However, I can't give space here, but yeah, it's not matter for now. Let's move toward the next thing. We have created our page successfully. Our onboarding page 4 we have created. Now let's move towards the authentication pages, and for that we have to create the folder first. Now we have to create the folder of authentication, uh, auth, and also inside the auth we have to create a sign up page and sign in page. Also we have to put some code so it can be recognized as screens for our Expo React Native. And we have to just copy paste this onboarding 4 page and just paste it in our sign up page. And we also have to redirect this sign up button towards our sign up page, and also our links will be redirecting towards the page which we have created. So now I think we have just redirected it towards the sign up page. And due to the we have created folders, inside folder we have to change the link of our image locations. And because it will be not showing the image, because it will be wrong location. And also we can change the tags of each component, and we don't have to design it from scratch, and we just have to remove the thing which are not required, which was the component of another screens, like onboarding 4. And we will be having the things which are required on our sign up page. So the button is required, and we don't require the text paragraph, and we have removed it. Now let's create another component, which is input with icon dot and level dot tsx. So also put here some code which make it recognizable by Expo React Native, and we have to call the component on our current screen, which is our sign up screen, and now it's showing on our screen also the component name. And we have to remove it, and we need something else here, something like our props which we have created. And inside the view we have importing an image, and we have to import it from React Native. And also we have to give the source of this image, so it will be shown our on our screen. So it is a person.png, and I think the level is not defined, so we have to do something like text input. We have to import the text input, and also we will be making it props, means it will be reusable on other screens, and we can change the data as well. And also we can style the component, style the input, text input, by giving some class name. And for that we have to import the class name from twrnc. Now we are able to use the class name. So what we need, to we have created this. We also have to write the props here, so it will be reusable. So when we go towards the sign up page, now it's we able to use these attributes or these props, and we can put text here, and we will see the changes on our screen also. So the placeholder will be saying something like enter your name, and now we can see the input. And we have to style the input, the label also, giving some font size like text LG and font semi bold. And also we have to style the input. For styling the input, we are styling the outer container of the input, because we will not give any background color to our input, text input, but we are giving background color to our this container, which will show the image and the input inside a container, and it's look good, and it is our requirement also. So now give some class names, and I think the width and height is good, mx2, and also it's looking good. And we have to give some styles to our text input, and if we see, and we have to round it our right side full. Now if we click on this, we need it full in width, so for that we can use flex one, which will increase the width and occupy all the spaces which is left it. So I think this we have created this successfully. And I think we can change the height of these images as our requirement. And if we customize it something like this, now it's too much, decrease it to 200, 100. I think no, 200 is okay, 400 now. Yeah, I think it looks good, and we don't have to customize it more, because it's looking good now. If we make it 300 word 350, I think it looks good now. 350, but try to make it pixel perfect with your Figma design, which I am following also. But when I paste all of this stuff here, I am able to change the placeholder and the labels, but now I am not able to change the icon. For that, just change first our placeholders, and we are able to change the label and placeholder, but we are not able to change the images. So for that, what I will do, I will give another prop which will allow us to change the images also, because every component is showing the person image, but we need different images for different component, like the input component, input uh, enter name component will show the icon of the person, and the email should show up the picture of email, and also the password, uh, password component show a password icon also. So what we are doing mistakes here is, I think the person.png is not exist, but how is it possible? We have to give it another dot dot slash. Now we are able to import the images here. So also decrease the gap because it is too much, and I think it looks good. So let's remove it from it, and just paste it something like already have an account, and we also have to give the uh, href, which will redirect us towards the page which where we want to redirect our user. And when we user click on the sign in button, sign in link, then the user will be able to go towards sign in page. So the sign up page will also be redirecting us towards the sign in page, because when the user sign up from this page, this screen, then user will go towards the next screen, and we have to remove it, and also we have to remove it from here, and we have to give some text like create your account, and we have to style it because it is our top heading of this screen, and I think it should be bold, not semi bold, but it's too good. We have to copy the whole sign up screen and just paste it on our sign in screen. And also we have to change this onboarding text from everywhere, because sign up page also showing the sign onboarding for, we have to replace with it sign up text. And also for sign in page we have to remove the onboarding text and put the page of the name here, so it will be more meaningful. And our sign in page will be displaying us to something, showing us some text like welcome. So when we click, the user will click on the sign in screen, will see this text like welcome, and also see the text of don't have an account. And if he don't have an account, then he will be able to sign up. When click on this icon, he will be able to go towards the sign up page. So yeah, we have removed the name component, because on sign in page, sign in on sign in screen, it will be not required. And also we need a pop-up here when user click on sign in, when user successfully sign in, if user is exist, then here will be show a pop-up which will be saying verified and something like that. We are not making this functional, but we are implementing all the UI which will be using in this project. So now we can see the blurry. dark black screen on our mobile screen because we have created it. And also we need some containers which background will be white, and also border will be around it LG, and the text and all the stuff will be in the column. So we put the flex column, and also the space between the column will be gap 3. And we also have to give this to our main container, which will centralize everything in our screen. If we refresh, then you can see a dot is showing up on our screen because we don't have any content inside our container. So we have to fix some width for it, like something 90, and also put an image inside this component. So we have to give the location of the image also by clicking, by writing the things. And if you don't know how to where is your image, then you can press Ctrl and spacebar, which will show the location of the assets also we have to style the image. And our image is white, so we can't see it, so give it some background color like blue 500, which will put some blue color in our background. Also we need a padding. So let's write a text which will showing us verified. Also we have to style this text, make it bigger, and the font will be bold, semi-bold or bold. Semi-bold. Now it's showing verified. And write a text successfully verified, and it will be below the verified text. And we also have to style this text and make it like our paragraph text which we have implemented on our other screens, and give it some height, font size like LG, and text color will be 500, gray 500, and text will be also centralized, and padding will be on x-axis will be 10. So I think it's looking good. Now let's move toward the last component, which is our button. And we already have styled this button, and we have to just import it from our component folder, and we can use that text and the href also. So if we put here, then we will get a button without having to style it again and again. But I am just putting here slash. When user click on this, then user will redirect to first screen. And yeah, first screen. In next sections we will be giving it a proper href because we have to redirect it towards our home screen. Till now we don't have a home screen, we just have splash screens and onboarding screens. So let's customize some our main container so it looks good. I think it looks good now. Now what we have to do, we have to convert it into a component which name is popup dot tsx and rnfc, which will create a layout for this screen, and just paste the code here. And also we have to import the stuff here. I have mistakenly paste it on another page. We have to paste it in our pop-up component, and now we are able to import the things like image and button. We have to import it on this component also. And also we need to import the class name from twrnc because it's showing error due to not imported in this component. Now it's functional, I think, and our UI, maybe we call the UI here, and if we put here pop-up, then it will display a pop-up. It should display a pop-up, but it's showing that the image where we used is misplaced. So now it's good, and our button is redirecting to us towards the first screen, but we need to redirect it towards the home screen. So what we will do, we will uh, hide the pop-up because we are unable to go to our sign-in screen because there is a pop-up which is already on the top of the screen. We have to hide it. When user click on the sign-in button, then we will able to see the pop-up. So now we are creating a function toggle visible, and we also uses use state to make it functional. Like we have to set the visible is not visible. If we remove, we have to remove this button because it's not, we need a pressable, and we have to cover the button inside a pressable, so the button will be pressable also. And on press, it will work now, I think. The toggle visible text here, so it will be functional. So when we click on the button will be functional, and the button will toggle the visibility of the pop-up on the basis of the condition we have created. So now we have to make another custom button because the component we have created is not more reusable. So we are just wrapping our button inside a pressable component. So when user click on the button, it will toggle the visibility of the pop-up. So I think it's working now. We have done a mistake here. Yeah, it's working, but we also have to give some parameters, I think. For now, I think let's resolve it. I think I have just messed up this stuff. So we have to give some parameter to make it functional. If we do so, like giving some visible and condition, it means it will visible when the visible is equal to true, and it will not visible when we click on the button. So when we click on the button, we have to go towards the sign in page. We have to able to go to sign in page. So it's working, I think. So let's move toward the next thing, which is our uh, creating our tabs. So we have successfully created our onboarding page, and now we have to create the tabs, and inside the tabs we have four screens. First screen is home, second is history, and third is chat, and fourth is our uh, profile screen. So I have created the four screens, and now we have to put some code which will make it a screen, and our Expo React Native will be able to consider these screens. So let's redirect this page toward towards our home screen. So we have to give the link like something tabs inside the home. So now we click on our button, we will be able to go towards our home screen. So now we need a layout.tsx which will allow us to create our tabs, and when we click on this button and this button, we will go towards our layout. So we have to use here the tabs, which will allow us to customize our tabs, and we will style it as much as we can. So here we put a attribute which name is screen options, and which will allow us to customize our tabs and header also. So let's style it by giving some properties. So first of all, we have to write here header shown false because we don't need the header. So also we have to write the label. Tab bar label will also be false because we don't need the tab bar label. However, it's showing some error. We will resolve it, but for now we are trying to make it label is not a function where we have written the label. Yeah, we have got so we have to style the tab bar, and we can, I think we can now to style this. It's still showing the error. I don't know what is making this error. So let's put tab bar label shown false. I think it's work. We have to put comma. Now it's working. Thank God it's working now, and we don't have any error. So let's move toward the next thing, which is styling our tabs. We need a black background tab bar, so we will style it. So we have installed a package which name is TWRNC. So we have to import it from TWRNC, and we are able to use the class names. So put some class names here like background bg or something else. Background bg, background red. Is it working? I don't think it's working. So let's try out something like a sense container style class name bg red 500. Yeah, it's working. So let's give it a background color of white. Now we have to style the style tab bar. So we need some margin like 20 from all sides, and also we have to just we need just 10 margin from each side, and also we have to give some custom heights like 70, and we need a round border. So for round border we use border radius, and which will be 100, and background color will be RGBA, which will be a transparent black color. So transparency will be 0.45. So I think it should increase or decrease. Uh, let's increase the transparency of something like 0.9. I think it looks good. Now we also need a margin of 12 or 15. It's looking good now. Now our tab bar is looking much better than we have earlier. So we need a tabs icon for each tabs. So for that we are creating a component which will be tab icon, which will return an image. So for each tab the image will be different, so we are using props for that, and put the props inside our tabs. Tab icon means we are using props, and we are using parameters if you don't know. So for each screen we will use something like tabs dot screen, and also give the name which we have initialized while creating these screens, and give options for this, for styling the each styling each tab bar icons. So we are now able to put the tabs icon tabs icon which will show different icon for each tabs. So we have to get it from the location where we have just uh, we have the image. So I think it is there, it will be there. I think we have give it the location wrong, so we have to remove that. Now if we refresh our application, it is still not showing what we are. Oh, I think I have messed up the spelling of the source. No, it's correct, but it's still not working. So let's try out something else. uh, what we have to do, give some height and width also. Yeah, it's showing now. We just not, we don't have given the height and width, that's why it's not showing. Let's change the names of each tabs, like history. It is it respected to the screen pages screens which we have created earlier. So now we also know the names of each icons, so just change each as needed. So yeah, now all the icons are showing. So we have completed our tabs bar, and we are now able to go towards each screens by our following our tab bars. So let's move toward the next thing, which is let's close the tab layout screen and let's work on our profile screen. We have built our profile screen now. So first of all, we have to import the class name from twrnc and give some style to our outermost container, like class name something flex1, which will cover up whole screen, and gap between each element will be 5 and padding will be 5 also. So after that I will put some padding. So the text will be your profile, and when we click on our screen, our tab, it will show the text which we have written. And also we need padding 5, and we also have to style the text which we have written inside the profile screen, which is your profile. Now we have to increase the size of our text by putting some class name like text to excel font semi bold, which will increase the boldness of our text. When we click on our tab bar or our tab, then we will be able to go towards our screen. So next, what we need is we need an image of our profile. So it will have an attribute, and we have to give the location of the image also. By I know the location of each image, so I am putting the text by myself. So if you don't know, then open the asset folder and uh, right click on each image, and you will see the location of each image, and you can copy paste it from there also. So our image is too much big and we have to customize the image, so we are using the class name for that, and give the height something like 30 as 30, and width also be 30, and round it will be full, and border will be, we need a border, and border will be 2, and size will be 2, and border color will be gray 500. So 400 I think, and also padding will be 1. Also we need to style our outers container of our profile image. So give it some class name like flex row, which will put it inside a row, and justify content center item center, which will centralize each element inside our container. So let's create a new container. Let's style it also, putting some class names, and give some class name like bg white. And after that we have to write a rounded LG which will curve the border of each element. And also we need a padding inside that container, so we are putting p3. After that we have to we have to uh, we have to go towards our component folder, and from there we have to create another component which name is input with edit icon.tsx. Here we will create a component which will be reusable on every screen where we want to use. So let's write it here and import it on our profile screen. So when we click on that, we see a tags. So we have to change the tags to something like first name. And after that we need another view which is our container for this section, and inside that we will need a text which is Spaqoo, which will our username. And after that we need an image which will be relocating the image location from asset, and the image will be the edit image. So we are making our input basically. For now it's not functional, but you can also make it functional by following this design. After that if we see the image name of our edit, then it will be a capitalized edit. So let's style it. So first of all we have to import the class name from TWRNC package, which will allow us to use the Tailwind CSS inside our each component and each screen in this application. So give some style to our outermost containers to something like gap 1. So I'm seeing some gap between these elements now, so give another style to our first name text. And our first name text will be more bigger than other tags, so give some class name like tax LG, and font will be semi bold, and the text will be gray 500. Now I think it looks better, so let's edit our uh, input section which will be not functional. So give it for some background color like 100 gray, and padding will be 1, and rounded will be full. So if we refresh our screen, then we will see some background color. And also we have to style the Spaqoo tags which will be shown inside our input element. So I think it's looking good. So give some padding also, and we have to now style our uh, outer. We have to give it properly. And also flex will be row, justify content will be start, and items will be justify content will be between, and items will be center. The center spelling is mistaken, we have written wrong, so let's correct it. And we will be able to finish, or we will be able to uh, so first name will be removed, and we will using props here. So we will be able to use it we will be use it able to we are just making it reusable, so that's why I'm putting the label and tags here. So when we use the component on different screens or multiple times, then we just have to put the label in the text, and we will be able to get the exact output which we need. So put a label like something first name and text will be Spaqoo. So I think it looks good. Now we just have to copy paste it multiple times, so we will get the exact output, we will get the exact design. So let's just change the text and we will get the different input also. So yeah, second will be the last name and the text will be the me, and third will be our email input, and having some email like spaqoo@gmail.com. And yeah, uh, after that the next will be our email status will be verified, and the last one will be more changing, and the last one is the phone input, and phone, we have to put the phone number label inside that, and inside the text we will put random number for now. So you can see that we have successfully created our layout, and we have used the components, and we successfully made the components reusable. And when we click on the profile tab, now it's visible and it's looking great. So the grayness is almost 200, and we have to reduce it, I think something like 100. I think it looks good after 100. So yeah, its background is now pretty much good. So let's move towards the next thing. uh, I think we have to have the white color in the background. So yeah, white color is more prominent and more good looking colors for this layout. So we have to close the profile screen, and now we have to work on our chat screen. So first of all, we have to import the class name from the TWRNC package, and after that we have to style the outermost view, which is our screen container, with the style, and put some class name like flex1, which will cover the whole screen, and the padding will be implemented on the whole screen. And also we have to make the chat text like this, something chat list, and we also have to style the chat text, putting some class name like text to excel, and font will be semi bold. So now it's looking good, and when we click on chat tab, then we can see that our layout is now building. And after that we need a image, which will be our message image, and we have to give a bracket and dot dot slash. uh, After that, when we give the location of the image, something like out dot, we can see our image also, logout image. So we have to design it, and we have to give some custom height and width. So I'm putting h10, h6 and hw4, w6, which will put some height and width for this image also. Also we have to cut and paste the whole two text and images inside a container, and we have to give the container flex row and justify content between item will be centered, which will make it much cool and the layout which we really looking for. After that we need another container which will have an image. So the image will be the message image. So let's put the location of the image, which is inside our asset folder, and the image name is message.png. So when we click on that, our image is too much bigger, so we have to style it. So put some class name inside it, and we have to give some custom height and width, like height will be 50 and width will be also 80. If we click on that, then height is too much, so decrease the height by 30. So it's looking good, I think so. 40 is enough. And now we have to style the container also, so it looks good. So we are giving some flex call and justify content center items will be center, and the flex, if it's centralized, then it will be cool. So below that image we need a text which will be displaying something like no message yet, and we have to style the text also. So we have to put some class name inside our styles, and the text will be bigger, so put some class name like text 3xl, and font will be semi bold, and also the below text will be much smaller than the about text, and the text color will be gray 500, and the font will be semi bold also, so it's looking good. So we have to give it flex one which will cover up whole screen, so our layout will be much cooler. Yes, now it's looking good, and we have to put some gap inside it, so something like gap 2. And also we have to complete this message also when uh, no message in your inbox yet. Yeah, it's looking good. Now our chat screen is completed, our profile screen is completed. Now let's move towards the history screen and let's build it. So uh, so let's close this screen and let's move toward the history screen, and we have to customize this screen as required. So import the class name from the twrnc package, which will allow us to use Tailwind CSS inside our project. So let's style our history tags first of all. So give some tags like a popular car, which will be showing on our history screen, and this text will be styled by putting some class name like a text Excel, which will increase the text size, and also font will be semi bold, which will bold make the text bolder, and and also we have to style the below text. We don't need the text now. For now we need a view which is a container. Inside that container we need a text and also an image. The image will be we require the image, and we have to put the location of the image, putting some dot slash, and as it the image will be arrow down dot png, and we have to change the text also here, and this text will be showing something like ascending, and we have to style the text something like text will be md ld, and text will be gray blue 500, and font will be semi bold. So let's move toward our history screen. We also have to style this container also, and give some flex row which will uh, put each element inside the one row, and also the justify will be and items will be centered. So let's style the outermost container also. For now let's see our history screen, and the image is much bigger than we have required, and the ascending text is also bigger, I think. So give some custom height and width to our image also. Image will be the arrow down image. So let's style the outermost view of our history screen and put some flex row justify between and out items will be center. If we refresh it, if we style the outermost container like something like flex 1 and gap 5, which will put some gap between each element inside this container. And when we click on this screen tab, then we have uh, a gap between our border and our elements. And now what we have to build, we need to build a rights.tsx component, which will be a history of the right uh, which we have used in our past history. So these component will be able to make reusable, but for now I'm creating a component which we are using on multiple screen, but their text will be not reusable because I don't make it reusable. And if you want to make it reusable, then you can also. So put some background color like 100 gray and padding 2, and round it, else make it border radius will be round. And also we need an image inside that. So for the image we need an attribute like source, and we required the source and we have to relocate the image location. So put assets map.png. If we refresh, we are not able to see the image because we don't have given the height and width of this image. So if you go to the asset folder, there is no oh, I think the image is image 2, not the image, not the map. The map will be the map 2, so we have to put the map 2, I think so. So change it to recent rights. Oh, if we click on this screen, history screen, we are not still able to see the image. So for now what we have to resolve it. So also we don't have call the we don't have call the image inside the component inside our history secret. That's why we are not able to see the layout, the component. So now we can style it properly. And we need some text with our image. If you make it reusable, then this image will be from the map screen. For now I have an image, so I am not making it reusable, and it is just a UI. So give the location of the image also by putting 2.png, and the give some height and width also by putting some class name like h3 and width will be 3. And with that we need a text which will be saying some location or some random location like 192.3 Numaish, Karachi. So after that we have to style some class name like flex row, which will put each element in row. After that we have to put to justify content between, and items will be center to centralize everything in an line, in a line, and also put a gap between these elements. So we are using gap. And also after copy pasting the uh, component, we have to style our container also, putting some gap 4. And we also need to style the outer container, second last container, putting class name like flex row, which will put each element, image and the text in same row. So it is looking good. Now we have to style the tags of the location. So give some class name. Text will be LG large, and also we have to change the gap between. We have to change the height and width of the image also. So, and we have mixed up the dash between items center, and now it is centralized, and also we have put flex 1 and gap will be 5. Now it's looking good. So let's move towards next thing. Before that we have to change the image also. So it is the point image, and also the point image will be the southern, and which will be a different location. So yeah, enter from here, and we have to put another view which is our container, and also have to style this container by putting class name, and the class name will be flex row, and inside the row we will get another view which will be displaying a text. So for text we are using text element. Between this text element we have to put the date and time, and also style the date and time. This screen will be showing the history of car rides. So this input is also showing the details of cars ride in history, in history screen, because here is all display your details of the previous ride you have got, and put some gap between the outermost container, and we are styling the component, not the screen, so you have to remember that also. And now we have to change our bg color to white. So put some class name like a bg white, and also we need a padding. So for padding we are using p, and p2 will be the medium size padding, and also we have to round it the border. So put some lg, round it lg, which will round our border, and also customize the below text container. For that we have aligned each item, and they will be also between, and also put py1, and also change the text after uh, date and time. So the date will be a random date which I am putting also something like 22 August 2024 6:30 am, and text gray 500. So let's see, and our text is now gray, and just copy paste this section at least 4 times, because we have required 4 tags which will display the details of our ride. So put gap between each item. So I'm editing the outermost container. So now we have put gap 5. It's looking good, and also we have to style each component. So I'm selecting all same containers by pressing Ctrl D, and now I'm putting border bottom, and the border bottom color will be gray 500 100. So I think it's not displaying, it's not visible, so change the color to 200, gray 200. So it is not also, it's not visible still, but I think it's looking good, so we don't have to change it all. And also change the text, which will be different, like this section will showing driver, and the driver will be the Elon Musk, which is the impossible thing. And the next section will be displaying car seats, and the car seats will be for this imaginary car is 22 seats car. And the last thing is payment method, payment status. Payment method, not payment method, it is payment status, which will be paid. So yeah, it's showing paid now, I think. So it's this color, this text color will be also green 500. Why it's not showing? Because we have not put it the dash between the uh, class names. And now we have to remove the border for the last element because it doesn't contain, and we are just copying the UI of right app, so we are focusing on just copying the right app, and just we have to copy paste the component in component name in the history screen, and we are able to have the whole component inside this screen. So paste the rights component inside it, and now we are able to scroll throughout this component, but first of all we have to follow the vertical scroll indicator. But yeah, I think it's looking good, so we don't have to change anything else, but for now we have to close the component, and we have achieved our history screen UI. So for now we have to go towards our home screen, where we have to style something and make its UI similar to our Figma design, which I have. And we also have to import the class name from TWRNC, and after that we have to style the outermost container of our screen, so put some class name also for that. So I'm putting flex1, which will cover the whole screen, and gap will be 5 for each element content, gap bit 5, and also we will be putting padding 5. And after that we will put some text like welcome Spaqoo, and it is a welcome text, and also we have to style this text by putting some class name like text to Excel. So I think it's looking good. Now we need an image which will be showing a logout logout image. So we also have to put the location of this image, so it will be visible. So its name is out.png. If you don't know which image it is, then you can open the asset folders and check out what name is it, and also customize the height and width of that image also. So I think it's looking good now. So we have to wrap these two elements inside another component, because we have to make it flex row. So when we put it in flex row, then each element will be in a same line, which will be better for us because our UI also showing uh, design like this. And now And now we have to just copy paste the text of Spaqoo and just change the text like your current location. And also we have to change the font size of this text, and also change copy paste the element again, and give some text like recent writes. And after that we need a writes component also, and just copy paste it again, but it is not scrollable. So for making this whole screen scrollable, we have to put it inside a scroll. We have to put all the elements between the scroll view element, so the elements will be scrollable. So style the view inside the scroll view by giving some class name like a gap 5. After that we have to paste the whole elements which we have cut it from the screen, and now it is scrollable. So now we need another image which will be displaying our current location. If you want to make it interactive, then you can make it, but for now I'm using an image for this to show our location. So it is showing our location. It is pretty much funny for now, but in future we will make it interactive. So I think it's looking good. And now we need another view which will be showing our search. So comment this text out, so we will easily know how to what this component is showing on the screen. So give the image location also. So it is inside the asset folder, and its name is search.png. And also we have to style this image by giving some class name like height 5 and width also will be 5. And after that we have to have the text input, which we have to give a placeholder like where you want to go. And also we have to style it also and put some class name. Now we have to style the text input to make it similar to what we are looking for. So we have put it text class name like LG, which will increase the text size of the input, and also we have to style the outer container of our text input to give it some background color like gray 100, and border will be rounded full, and padding will be 1, and the element will be in raw. And also we have to give it mx2, which will make it better, and also we have to give it flex1, which will cover up whole remaining space of the component. So around it will be r full, which will be the right side will be full rounded, and here is it. And we have got the UI which we are looking for. So let's have a final demo of our app. So we have seen our whole onboarding screen which we have created in earlier in this tutorial, and now we are able to uh, interact with our sign up and sign in page, which are not functional, but if you want to make it functional then you can. And also all of these are just UI, and we are mastering the UI, so we are focusing to build up the whole application UI. and we are able to go towards multiple screen by click on our tab bar, and also we have style our tab bar. And in this tutorial we have created all the stuff which is needed for creating an application, but these are not interactive. But if you want to, then you can. This tutorial is only for building a UI with clean coding. So yeah, that's basically it, and thank you for watching this video. And there are lots of other video on my YouTube channel which is all about creating UI of multiple application for so if you are looking for that type of tutorial which teach you how to create an amazing UI of an applications, then don't forget to subscribe my channel and stay tuned with me, and I will be teaching lots of stuff in the future. So thank you, goodbye, see you in the next video.